It has come to my attention after looking at Hulu. Something I've realized. I think I've always felt, but now I've decided to vocalize. I hate Kim Possible. I hate it because it is fake feminism. The title character, Kim Possible, the show was supposed to be about her, but as I realized, even while watching it back in the day, Kim was the least explored character of all. In fact, I remember she only had like 2 arcs, talking to a boy named Josh, and then not talking to a boy named Josh. That was the only arc. I thought there was another one. Her general arc was she wasn't very good at things, while her guy friend, who seemed to be an idiot, was actually quite okay at it. And she always had problems with never being good enough, which was not really fun to watch. Oh, I remember this one episode where she could have gone for international diplomacy, but that's not explored. Instead, we got something where she was wasting her time with some crazy janitor who thought he was a spy. And I'm like, I've seen a lot of girls already waste their times and not use their potential, so actually seeing a girl use her abilities and focus on something she's interested in would have been fun to watch. But no. Disney Channel didn't feel the need to do that for this character. Oh, but they did lots for Ron Stoppable. Let's see, Ron got a humorous trauma. He was humorously traumatized by this crazy summer camp he went to, and the summer camp turned into some crazy mutant kid enemy that followed him later in his teen years. That was interesting. He got mystical monkey kung fu powers. That was interesting. I liked that villain because it was like, okay, if Darwin from the Wild Thornberrys was almost humified, it would be this dude who for some reason used his money's wealth to turn his feet into hands. Like, that's really messed up. That was fun. Let's see. Ron apparently is a good genius and got rich from Bueno Nacho. I mean, really, think about it. I would love you to think. If you switch the characters Ron and Kim, I think, yeah, Kim would have been a much more memorable and likable character, and Ron, just for the sake that he is a white male and a skinny dude, if he was put in all Kim's situation where he was the know-it-all, he would still be pretty well liked. For a simple fact. But no, I dislike it because we finally get a girl character and she doesn't do anything. I've had enough movies and TV shows where girl characters don't do anything but kiss the hero. And let's bring up that. Okay, I will happily ship. I am a shipper. I am not hard to get behind a couple. But the whole issue of Kim and Ron getting together is we never heard Kim's opinion on it, okay? We never heard Kim's opinion of her hooking up with her best friend. We had like 3 episodes of Ron talking about it, and one big movie where we get Ron's perspective. And even when Kim get to get a boyfriend, we didn't get any reasons of why does she like this guy. How does she feel about ignoring her best friend? We never really get her opinion on it. We get a lot of Ron angst, but nothing really from Kim's side. Like, her opinion doesn't matter. Her development, her mentality, her thinking never mattered, and it was her own show. Cheerleading was so easy for her. Everything was so easy for her, and then it wasn't. Like, there was no real struggle or development. It was annoying. I dislike Kim Possible for the reason that it was very disrespectful to its main character, Kim Possible. But then I remember, as a preteen, still being into the show, but it wasn't for Kim Possible. It was for all of the other characters, every single other character. Like, oh my goodness, Draken and Shigo, great villains, so much fun. Like, you can get rid of Despicable Me and Megamind, because my favorite, like, comedy villain will always be Dr. Draken. Like, John DiMaggio, you did a great job with that weird little weirdo. But Dr. Draken wasn't really evil. I think he was just some guy who, found out villains could be a job in this, like, spy world or whatever. And he wanted to play with big bad toys, but he had no point to it all. But he was still so pathetically funny because he took himself so seriously. Oh, and then you got Shigo, the real, like, God, talk about a great villainess. Like, dare I say, I put her up to, like, Maleficent and Ursula standards of great evil. Gosh, she was sarcastic, she was opinionated, she was still really chill back. Like, her and Dragon's relationship was fun. Because, yes, they're work friends, and she also kind of hates him, but still goes along with him and still tries to, cheer him up. I mean, they were almost like buddies, except for the fact that Shigo really hated him but enjoyed the job. There were lots of times where she quit and then would come back. I can't tell if it's out of pity for Dragon, or she's secretly amused by his stupidness. Like, oh god, like, Shigo and Draken were like the adult evil reflection of Ron and Kim, and the exact opposite of where, Draken did nothing, but Ron seemed to have all the plots, whereas Shigo was super complex and fun, whereas Kim was so plain and flat. God almighty. Oh, great villains. So yeah, I remember. Oh, and it's got a kick-ass theme song. Like, I can re-sing that whole song, and I think other, like, early millennials can get behind it, because it's a catchy theme song. I'm just really annoyed with Kim Possible for not caring about its main character. Oh, also, I think around, like, the third season, they switched up the art style, which annoyed me, because, like, in the first season and the second, it kind of had, like, this, it didn't really have lines around it, and I thought that was pretty, but then around the third season, they, like, gave them lines, and maybe it was just easier for the animators or something. But I don't know, I just thought it was a loss. I thought, like, the no lines was a lot stronger and interesting, but no, that was lost. Let's see. Oh, and it was kind of weird that, like, a friend of hers just had, like, eyes and dots, and then they, like, added, God, what do you call the white parts of your eyes? Blah. I'm lost. Point is, I hate Kim Possible for never caring about Kim Possible. That's its crime. The weird humor? I can get behind that. Villains? I love a good villain. Oh, why Kim was doing what she did? I don't know. I hate that they never explained that. They just did it because she was bored. Like, she had ability, but she was just doing it out of the goodness of her heart. No, that was flat. And the fact that she never even said that really bugged me. I remember one episode where she was hired by some spy agency, and there was some silly point of where the dude character was really bad at his job, and she was a little more competent, and, like, he never gave her credit for that. Okay, I have sexism in real life already, and while it's fun to explore in a cartoon, like, Kim, I don't know, she just didn't do it successfully, because I remember the same episode, she was also against some other chick, because, yeah, she was, like, the mean chick of high school, but she had some new ideas and all that, and she was working hard, and Kim was against that, and I just did not think that was a good example. It was annoying. So, yes, I hate Kim Possible for that reason. I can sing the Naked Mole Rat song. Oh, and here's another thing. The Naked Mole Rat seemed to have saved the day more times than Kim. I remember. And even if she did solve the problem, it was because the problem was too easy, and Rufus did it with more style and oomph. God, fuck you, animators, and whoever invented Kim Possible for failing at your mission. Okay? Shame on you guys. Shame. I love Shigo and Dr. Draken, but no. You guys did a bad job. Shame on you. But I'm happy for this new generation, where they actually give their female characters some credit, like Star vs. Force of Evil. At first I didn't think I liked the show because it was too perky, but actually you watch the episodes, and Star actually goes through shit. Like, she actually grows as a person. She actually has flaws and desires, and she changes. Not completely, like, 160 around, but she, thinks about things. And that's a good example. That was a strong example. She's honestly not a good female role model because she's kind of a rebellious, spoiled brat, but that's what makes her likable. She's a flawed human. Actually, she's a magic girl, but she's flawed, and that's more relatable. She actually goes through things. She's a person, not just some poster on a board that says, "You can do it!" An actual person, and that entertains me and inspires me more. So those are my opinions. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.